But I'm letting you know now, this is my house. Dirty boxing belong to me, man. You just a visitor.
Okay, let's fight for the house. I'll come and snatch that away.
That's not happening, though. I'm going to outbox you. I saw you. You pushed me. You scared.
What was your initial reaction when he came in that ring howling at you?
He talked the talk and he walked that walk. The moment you accept a fight to fight against me, I'm gonna have to let you feel it.
Would you want to rematch Francis Ngannou?
I'm the champion. I fight anybody. I don't care.
Give us one good story of like an old street fight back in the day.
He pushed me, so I started giving him 2, 3 right away. Beam, beam.
You got to be a real dumbass to walk up to Jairzinho in the club and try to like even bump him or do anything.
Like, just tell us the story of the Wolf.
What I've been through in my life, man, I should not be here.
You have a chance to be the first dirty boxing champion in history.
I will be the first dirty boxing champion in history, man.
Anybody you really want, deep down inside, you want to fight this person in dirty boxing. Matt Kress is coming tonight to deliver the paintings and help me hang them in my house. I bought the Tiger one from him.
Oh, you did?
I did.
It's fire.
I thought that would go nice in my house. We have all this white space, and I'm like, we want to like, because my last house that's for sale, by the way, is beautiful on the inside. It's got all these textured walls, different colors, grays and teals and blues, and really pretty. So we want to do some stuff like that with this house. But
yeah, I mean, look, guys, this is the home decoration episode of OverDogs.
Department, yeah, home.
We'll talk about shrubbery. We'll talk about
wherever the money is. You know what I'm saying? Real estate's a big department, baby, for that bread.
It is.
Father's Day was wild and crazy, and it was a good time. Family showed me love, and yeah, it was fun, man. I stayed an extra day in Miami so we could have Father's Day there, and you know.
Good. Yeah, I would have done the same, but we didn't bring the kids, so I was like, I tried to get out as early as we could after staying up till, I don't know, 3 or 4 in the morning, whatever we did.
You know, Street Fighter, Evil Ryu right there. I just felt like wearing this shirt because dirty boxing was awesome. I've seen a lot of great things on it, comments, people talking about it. You know, was a great time. I had a good seat. I like my watching from the table, from the booth. I like getting to see it right there. I said, all my friends, none of my friends won, but that's not true because Shaman Marias won. I was rooting for Shaman, and I wasn't too sure. He was fighting that tall guy, but Shaman did his thing. He showed him his experience. Great stuff, man.
Look, man, the card was great. Me and Matt were just briefly talking about this. 7 of 12 KO or TKO finishes. I didn't at the time. I don't know. I didn't feel like it was that high of a finish rate until I looked back after it, and I'm like, all right, this fight finished TKO, stoppage, KO, and then hell, UFC was still on, bro. We went up probably against the most on paper stacked card the UFC has had for free in a long time. I mean, Usman and Buckley on paper. Right? I mean, that's a top 3 main event on a pay-per-view card, right? So yeah. The fact that we did those numbers against them, and then of course they finished with 8 straight decisions that night. Fans apparently were not very happy.
I felt like just being our second show and the people getting to see the rules and the new sport. With the talent pool that we have of having 8 former UFC fighters, I think there was a lot of studying, a lot of technique that was put into the performances, which gave us some really good technical fights. And guys were fighting with a more of a survival style at times that would keep the fight going. And then, you know, like for example, Alex Caceres fight, you know, he has great skills. He's a wide open style, that Taekwondo kind of style, and he couldn't kick. And, you know, he was getting beat in the first 2 rounds. And then the whole 3rd round, he was winning the 3rd round. And then the other guy just put his foot down landed a couple big shots, throw a spinning elbow, lands a nasty cut. I mean, it was really high level athleticism from these competitors. So I was excited about that. It got better with every fight too. Like it was a gradual growth. And then Jairzinho comes in and his opponent showed up.
He did. Mm-hmm.
His record, his MMA record didn't show who he was, but he was 30 something and something in Muay Thai. He's a former 2-time Muay Thai champion. And he showed up to fight Jairzinho. And Jairzinho was brutal in there. But I have trouble wanting to doubt the wolf.
Oh, dude.
I have trouble wanting to doubt the wolf. He's crazy. He's such a good guy, though.
He's a nice guy.
And he wants to fight Biggie Boys.
I mean, look, he wants it. If he wants it, you got to give it to him, right? I think he's earned it at this point. If anybody in the dirty boxing camp has earned, a call out, it's him. He finished Fabio, right? Ex-UFC. He finished Poga, ex-UFC. And then what he did to Alex, right? So, I mean, hell. And here's one thing I want to say is like, take, and some people are trying to throw shade on some of the fighters, right? Like, oh, their MMA record isn't that great and this and that. You can take an MMA record in dirty boxing and throw it out the fucking window. It is so irrelevant, right? Like, bro, if you took Jairzinho, right, and you put him against the UFC heavyweight class, he's top 3 immediately. Just pure striking. Pure striking is totally different than jiu-jitsu and being able to grapple and wrestle and do all the other stuff and kick. I mean, it takes the skill set to me is totally different for DBX than it is for everything else. And I think, Mike, you're probably right. You've said this a lot, right? You compare it more to Muay Thai without kicking, right? And that to me, that's much more of a translation than trying to say, oh yeah, this MMA guy's record is this, this, and this.
Yeah, but the MMA experience, the way that they move,
It does.
the way that they can push people over with the force of their weight coming forward, obviously, and our referees talked about it, we want the knockdown to be earned.
Yeah.
And, if you throw a big shot and then your hip lands on him and he kind of stumbles, I mean, I feel like that a little bit was an earned knockdown a little bit. Not necessarily going to get you the 2 points, a 10-8 round. But if you hit him, he falls over. It depends on what he does at that moment. Because these fighters knew. Some of them knew. Even Alex. Alex kind of stumbled at one point in the beginning. He got right back up. And, he was having troubles with his knees. And he is really... Even Wolf was like, your boy's really powerful, dude. He's got sneaky shots, spinning back elbow. Yeah. And it was the most intense 2 minutes of a fight. They, out the first round, out the gates, they were balls to the wall, bro. It's crazy.
100%. It is fun, though, because, right, I think you said, like earlier, you said it built up. And it really did. And one thing is as you get better fighters, right, you're going to have more technical matchups. And you could definitely tell that these dudes had studied the rule set, had paid attention, had worked on it in camp, right? Mm-hmm. Where like the first one and even the pilot one, nobody knew what the rule set was, right? They just went in and fought. But now you can see it's like you brought in better talent that has better camps around them, that type of stuff. They really paid attention of like strategy, that type of stuff. Because, all right, let's talk about this, right? Like we brought in a couple of like pure professional boxers. They've had their lunch ate. And I think it's like you said, the MMA guys are so good at pressure, right? And they put that weight on you. I mean, what Trinaldo did with EC Moon, he backed him up into that corner and started throwing those elbows. And EC's not used to that, right?
It was very MMA aggressive.
Very aggressive. And you have to be, or you can be like Jairzinho was in that fight, right? Jairzinho was very technical. And he knew he had the range on him. And he just never let that guy find his range. And he used that jab until he finally connected with that big right, which was going to knock anybody out.
I think it's crazy that you guys really carved out this new pathway for fighters to go that it seems they're quickly realizing like, bro, I hated kicking. Like, let me go do that. I don't want to box with the big gloves, but I don't want to do BKFC. Like, it's crazy. There's so many different fight leagues out there that are all redundant. They're the same MMA, same thing. No one ever goes like, oh, Rozenstruik's not UFC. I want to see him in LFA. there's nowhere to go. It's like he's gonna fall to PFL. But when you go like people like Jessica Rose Clark circles back around. Now she's back. She's a big star. She's in here. This is a perfect rule set for her. You know, it's like crazy just that you guys in 2 shows have fighters like already applying like, you know what? I want to see fans and fighters saying I want to see him in DBX. They just already referring to it like this is a new thing. That's crazy. To the damage, you know, like the damage you've done in the ecosystem in 2 events is.
I think that the style is how all these MMA fighters train.
Yeah.
This is how we all train. We box.
It's like sparring.
at the
It's like
gym.
hard sparring.
Yeah, it is. It is sparring. And then with the adrenaline of it being a real match and adding the elbows are very devastating. They can cause a big blood drip and so you can practice these things. That's how we all train. I myself, being like a boxer, MMA fighter boxer, I go to the gym and I spar that way, upper body striking.
Yeah. And if you look at it, right, and I'm probably missing some here, but Arlovsky with that 6-12 elbow that he pulled was that split dude completely through his whole forehead. And then you had Caceres take the damage, that probably pretty much called that fight. And then you had Trinaldo against EC Moon. I mean, that gash was almost identical to the Arlovsky gash that he put on him. I was in the far corner on that one, so I couldn't see it as well. And I'm like, why are they stopping it? And of course, then as soon as he leans over, it just pulled on the mat.
Yeah, it was just it was unfortunate. EC likes to use his guard a bit too much.
Right.
And with the small gloves, and then the elbow came right up the middle. That was Trinaldo. I mean, Trinaldo was one of the most experienced fighters on the card. 46 years old, actually didn't skip a beat for his age. And I thought he was going to call me out to create something there, but he just said, he wants to fight UFC fighters in this area and in that weight class at 170. And EC missed weight. Trinaldo, he looked pretty big though. He put the weight back on pretty well, and he's an experienced fighter. He did a great job.
I think Mac made a good point earlier. If you look at it, right, like nobody. If our skills our rule set is a very specific skill set, right? Which some fighters can really take advantage of, especially post UFC or whatever, or the young guns up and coming, right? That want to build up to the UFC. But nobody wants to watch somebody go from UFC to PFL or UFC to LFA and watch the same rule set against lesser opponents. But when you bring in the dynamic of our rule set, they then become super interesting again. Right? Because you've created something that is made for them, right?
Yes.
And they get to use their best attributes to go in the ring and fight. And we get to put, and also we get to put really high quality fighters on there. Like you said, 8 ex-UFC guys on there, 8 legitimate ex-UFC guys on there. I mean, let's talk about this. Let's talk about the Phil Hawes fight. Like, bro, Phil looked phenomenal. Bro, he looked jacked as hell. And was fighting really well. I personally hated the stoppage. It is what it is. Dude was pretty banged up. I think we have to run that. Let's run that fucking fight back.
I think that makes sense because, even in the little highlight tape that we just posted, you see really, obviously Phil did poke him in the eye with the thumb. Yeah. Sasha chose to keep fighting. And once he did that, Phil landed a really good elbow, which is what damaged his eye. And then, yes, he kind of did this on his face. I don't know if a finger got in. It looked like maybe this part of the glove maybe rubbed up where he caught that elbow. And then Sasha's post-fight speech.
He was amazing, dude. He went full fucking Radke. Charles Radke.
Oh, times 10. I was like, I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it when I was sitting ringside. I was probably like on my phone looking at something. And then it was the next day. So, dude, as soon as I flew home, I sat down in the living room. My boys came over and we watched the whole production. Because what I don't get to see when you're sitting ringside, right?
Yeah.
Is like the actual production side. I don't get to hear Mike and Anik and Tobin. And I want to see like what does it feel like from a fan's perspective watching at home. and it was fucking phenomenal. And then I hear his post-fight speech, and I'm like, bro.
I said it to put it up on TikTok to my girl. She was like, I can't put this on TikTok. They're going to flag it. And I was like, why?
Right.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah. Don't put it up. But I hadn't seen Sasha since the last time he fought at another organization. He got poked in the eye, similar situation. And he's a good friend of mine. And so when he was coming out, I hadn't seen him. He didn't know I was there. And he had just given that rant. And I was like, is it a bad idea to be all, what's up, dude? But I did anyway. He recognized me for a quick second, but he was pissed, bro.
Phil came back out ready to fight because he thought he was talking to Phil. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Phil was coming back in the ring, and somebody was like, "No, he's talking to the crowd. He wasn't talking to you." Phil's like, "Fuck it, I'm out of here."
Dude, that speech was hilarious. It crushed on Instagram too.
I bet.
Anik and Tobin did a great job leading the show.
Mike, you did a great job. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
from the March show to this show, you three were phenomenal. And I knew this, right? Like when you put three people in a booth that haven't ever done anything together, right? Like there's a lot of room for errors and things like that. I thought March was still good. This was 5 levels above. I thought all three of you were great. I thought we got to see a little more of your personality this time than in the March show.
I took a couple shots. You were like, I want you to be deep in the shots. But then after two shots of Clase, I was like, okay, let's see what I do now if I say something ridiculous. And then I was like, all right, I better focus. I like what you said earlier in the group chat about the lights, the lighting, and like there's a couple things there. Even though everyone did love the aesthetic of the building and it was very classy and it was lit up, but like if we could motion that light and play with it during to really add the effect when the fighters are in the ring, I love that. I think that'll be such an incredible viewing.
But you know what I said, Mike? I was like, there's between the last event and the pilot event in November, there's got to be like this perfect medium between those two, and then we have it. You know what I mean? But when you're doing this and playing around with it, you're just trying to find your footing here.
Yeah. I mean, that's a big thing that the Big Show does in the arena, that they have full control over that lighting, and they can really center, like they can light up the whole building, and then they change it, and then they bring it down, and then they spotlight the dance floor.
Bro, and that's what should have been done. Believe me. If you don't think Malky's already been on the damn production crew since the fight, you know how he is. Like he already called me. He's like, I ripped everybody. I told you this is exactly what we want. He's like, we're gonna get it next time. Watch. It will be once we find that perfect mix, right, between like underground and gritty versus production quality, like television production quality, because there is a major step up in difference there. Yeah. Like we'll find it, and I think it's going to be the best aesthetic of any fight league out there.
There's a perfect balance there to find, and I know we'll find it. We've hit it. Like, it's right there. Yeah.
100%.
Hey man, it's busy times out here. Lots of things to be done and taken care of. People got a lot of business to handle. There was a lot of important people that came out to support us and these fighters in this venture, and they had a great time. So that's a big important part of it. There was even a lot of great fighters that came out to support, and it was great to see them all in the house.
You know who was getting really lit was, and I say lit, I just mean loud. Cannoneer was sitting right behind me, and of course we got Cannoneer to open up pretty good on the show.
Do you remember the thing we talked about? How he sat there like this? Yeah, he was having a good time.
But bro, when Caceres came out, it was like he wanted to be in the ring with Alex, man. He's like, find the range, use your jab, throw the elbow. I mean, nonstop. Cannoneer was eating that shit.
I gotta see that, because every video I saw of Cannoneer, he was like this in his chair. He was like
100%. That's what he does. But I'm telling you, once Caceres came out, bro, it was like he wanted to be in there with him.
Remember what he said on our podcast? I'm here to watch the circus, not be a part of the circus. That's
right,
exactly
100%.
What he said.
John Jones versus Tom Aspinall at DBX. He wants it.
That pissed off so many people. The Tom fans were so pissed off about that. I love it. He's the biggest troll on the planet right now, and he's having so much fun with it.
Dude, and I ran into him at Live I had to go over and say what's up. Gable came and got me, and then we walked down, and John Summit was playing in the house, bro. It was lit. They were blowing confetti. It was so cool, man. It was a good time. John's absolutely killing it, and he always gives me like some appreciation. So I appreciate him for that, man. We just keep it going, keep it growing, man.
Yeah. I mean, you can't put a better team around you, in my opinion, than what we've got right now at the founder level. You know what I mean? It's as solid as it gets.
I got a question for you guys. And I'm just genuinely curious. Yeah. Is going up against the UFC something you guys strategize, or is it something you guys want to change? Like do Fridays and go up against LFAs and Bellator? No, Bellator's
We're
gone.
not up against anyone. We're the only one
I
of
get
our
what you
kind.
mean, but you're battling for viewership. And like I retweeted one funny thing. Some dude had DBX on his big screen and UFC on the laptop. So I mean, like, but do you think you're gonna stick with just going up against? You're gonna offer a different product on Saturday nights, or are you gonna try to niche out or carve out your own little thing on Friday nights? Like, you get my question. I'm just curious what your guys.
No, 100%. I do, and I think it depends, right? Like, here's the thing, right? Is when we make a date in advance, right? The commission only has a certain amount of dates available.
Yep.
Right. And so it's like, all right, do you want to fight at this time or do you want to fight at this time? And that night, we just happened to choose what was probably on paper the best free UFC card in a long time. Yeah. But here's the crazy thing is, we went from 49,000 concurrent viewers in the March show, and then we went straight up against the best UFC card in a long time, and we hit 80,000 concurrent viewers. So we're pulling viewership no matter what. But yes, preferably, we'd rather be on a night that's not on a big UFC card, right? We're not competing directly with the UFC. We're a completely different sport, right? Yes. But at the same time, there's only a certain amount of people that are going to be watching combat sports at one time.
And not everyone has two screens.
But what this proved to me, right, was if we gained viewership on what was already great viewership in March, right? I mean, we beat Power Slap in March on their first free YouTube show, which I was shocked by. And then for us to almost double that again at peak viewership, we're on the fast track. We look good.
I mean, I think Josh and myself, I've never fought on a Friday, brother.
Saturday.
I'm a Saturday night main card type of guy. They know that the entertainment and action is there in a Platinum Perry fight, and I go for it and give it to people because that's just what I'm like. That's what I'm here for. Like, we're gonna go, and what if we went up? It depends. How long are we just free on YouTube? But these are the questions and meetings that we have that so far right now we've given you two, and I know pay-per-view is dead, but the UFC kind of has it on lock. So if we had a free card on the night they had a $80 UFC pay-per-view, what's our viewership going to be then?
Probably way better than it was on Saturday night going against a free UFC card for sure. I mean, there's no question about that. So in March, they did, was it London? So they were like finishing right when we started.
Yeah.
Right. Like that was good. That was good timing because then people are still kind of,
I thought you guys
they're having cocktails during the day and then they still want to watch it. Going straight up head to head at the same time is a totally different beast. You're going up against the behemoth, the king of combat sports, right? With a stacked fucking card. With a stacked fucking card. And the fact that we drew almost 2x what we did in March means the name is getting out there, the product is getting out there, people like it. The comments and the feedback have been phenomenal. And we'll just continue to build on that, right? Like, dude, you should see some of the names that I'm already hearing about for August. I mean,
I can't imagine. We're going to have 16 ex-UFC fighters now.
Great.
Well, I mean, speaking of UFC, shout out Philly Fresh. He got a hard-fought battle. He won out there. I heard he was down 2 rounds, and then he finishes him off in the 3rd round. I mean, that's a crazy one, and I was talking to Philly
too, straight up.
Yeah, with the hands. Philly called me yesterday, and I was like, man, I know how we fight with that brutal forward walk you down style, but your body takes damage doing this, and it builds up over time, and I will say, I asked Phil, did he land some good shots on you? Because I was hearing a little bit of mumbling on the other end of the phone, and we were talking about Alex taking hits, and I was like, well, Alex was starting to take those hits from the Wolf, but his knee gave out. And I was like, did you take some damaging shots? And he goes, nah, nothing like crazy that's not like in sparring. And then I saw a highlight of when his opponent knocked him down with a shot. I'm like, Phil, you took a little bit of damage, bro. But he got the win. Props to him. He said he's going to get ready to get back in there soon. And
Phil's one of those
but
guys
he
that's
wants.
always ready to. He's him and Holland are like ready to go at all times.
All right. Well, looks like we got our guest, the heavyweight title contender for the Dirty Boxing Championship, Jairzinho Rozenstruik's in the house. What's up, champ?
Finally, you said my name right,
I
man. What's
know.
going on?
I've been saying Jarizio. I know it's Jairzinho. I'm sorry.
That's fine. What's going on?
Chilling, man. Had a great time out there, Dirty Boxing, watching you and your opponent battle. I mean, it really capped off the night. They were all great fights, but it got a little better each time. And then you and the Wolf finishing the night off, and you gave him a little push. I'm looking forward to that matchup. What are your thoughts on the Wolf?
I like what he's doing. I'm giving him his props. The man is doing a great work. I'm seeing him doing this thing for a while now, and I love that. Especially the way he's hyping his fight. I also like to promote my fight, and I think this will be a great matchup in promoting our fight, and even better when we step in the ring and I can finish that fight. I think it's a great opponent. It's gonna be a great battle. I'm gonna train hard for this one, and I'm looking forward to it.
It was an honor to watch you box with those small gloves on. I thought you moved very light on your feet. I thought you were very swift with a lot of power, and I thought your opponent showed up to give you a battle. It wasn't a walkover.
No, definitely, he gave me a good fight. I didn't expect less. It's on the highest level, and I must say, congrats with this promotion. I feel like it's gonna get really big.
Yes.
You guys doing a great job, and everything I saw, everything I went through in fight week. Um, I love it. And a better name you guys couldn't choose a different name. Dirty Boxing is gonna make boxing exciting again.
I agree. Jairzinho, I've got a question for you, and I appreciate that, and I think you're 100% right. What was it like going from UFC rule set to this rule set, which, in my opinion, is like all of your strengths and none of your weaknesses? So, how did you feel about like the difference of that?
Um, I would say I like this rule set better. I'm a big puncher. I hated those takedowns. I hated to go to the ground. I had to do it.
Yeah.
It's what it is, and then you got to deal with it. But this rule set, it fits more in my skill set, more in my style. Um, yeah, I think I'll do really 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 good in dirty boxing,
Did,
100%. I feel really good, feel comfortable. You
did
know.
you miss at all the kicks or knees?
No, I wasn't even thinking about that. I have my shoes on. I could move. I could dance around. Also, what I like is the ring is really small, which keeps the fight. It's constantly action. You can't be running around, catch your breath. No, if you miss, you move, and you're right back in their face, or they're right back in your face. So it's constantly action, and I like that about the ring of dirty boxing.
So true. So true. But what I think you did a really good job, as big as you are and as big as your opponent was, you did a really great job of using that ring because you knew that you had the reach advantage, right? And you used it.
Correct.
You used it. So even in that small ring, you probably did the best job of anybody that I've seen so far, at least in the heavyweight division, of being able to
Yeah.
not sustain the damage and things because you use the range and you use your footwork to stay out of it.
Correct, correct. Uh, King Mo is one of my coaches,
Okay.
and he's constantly. um sorry what's happening. All right, is it? Yeah, he's constantly being like, hey, keep your foot moving, flick that jab and stay moving. If you do that, you can dance all around the ring and you can make big damage. And I was keeping that in the back of my mind, and I was keep working at the same time.
Yeah, I like what Mac asked you. Go ahead, ask him again, Mac.
How did your? I mean, I can imagine. Obviously, you probably just didn't do a lot of grappling, obviously. But how did your training for DBX change from how you train for a UFC fight?
I'm gonna tell you one thing. I didn't change anything. I did all my wrestling. I did all my sparring. I know Johnny Emblem, the champion of
Bellator.
Bellator and PFL. He gave me a good round. I think that was my last sparring. Very fast hands. We did I think 5 minutes of boxing, and I think that's the only thing that changed. But other than that, I didn't change anything. I just did my normal routine, just to get back in shape. Give me that cardio. So for the next one, I think it might be differently, but I got to find the right place to put everything. But it's also new, and I appreciate the opportunity, of course. And I know I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna keep those people pride. I promise I'll keep those people exciting and dirty boxing, and my style will get much better every
Oh
time.
yeah,
We appreciate you fighting for us. You
yeah.
you put on a great show. You're a very entertaining fighter, and you're very tough.
Thank you.
Like you can take a shot and you can give a couple more. So we appreciate you. And I want to ask, you know, I'm messing it up. I had a question, and I had a brain fart.
Did
I,
that
I
fart?
got one. I got one for you, Mike. While you
Sorry.
catch it. So I want to know, because here's what we were talking about earlier, right? Is this specific rule set is so different than anybody else has put out before, and I think there's so much talent out there globally, right? Whether it's ex UFC or ex whatever, right? Or young up and comers. Like, did you like the rule set? Do you feel like the rule set is going to give an opportunity to so many more fighters now that maybe don't want to
Oh,
do jujitsu and grapple?
100%, 100%. This rule said, I'm gonna put it this way: if a fighter does, if let's say I'm a boxer, but I'm thinking about doing MMA or something nastier than boxing. So this is the whole league you guys created, and the right fighter you can make for dirty boxing. Like I like the dirtiness. Like I said to John Jones, you guys couldn't choose a different name because he's my dirty Harry of fighting. He's a dirty fighter. He used all his skills, and I like that. So a better name to choose: Dirty Boxing, and John Jones, My Dirty Harry, and combine it. It was, I mean, it couldn't be different. It couldn't be different. I love it.
Hey,
I love it.
Mike's pretty damn dirty too. If you've seen any of his
Oh, I know,
BKFC
I know,
fights.
I know, I know, I know the bare knuckle
I'm a
champ.
small guy. The big guys are like, the small guys. We watch the other big guys. John's a big guy.
And one thing. There's not a lot of heavyweight that can use their elbows right and move. Like put an elbow, get back, and put another elbow, and then don't get hit. There's not a lot of guys. John does that. Yeah.
I actually do remember that question now. I was gonna ask, based on when you were in the back, I don't know how long you were in the back waiting, or how the setup really was back there for the fighters. I didn't really get to see that, and I was wondering if you could watch any of the fights before you went out and fought. Were those viewable?
Yeah, there was a TV back in the locker room. We had our own TV. We could watch the fight,
Did you watch a little bit
and
before you came out and fought yourself?
yeah, I like to watch every now and then, but I'm also be focused on my own thing. So warming up, watch here and there. Hey, what fight is now? Okay, after this one, and then I start doing my thing, focusing on my own battle. Because when you go in a fight, 48 hours before the fight is all playing the fight in your head, visualizing how you want to go in there, and sometimes it can be frustrating because you be busy with it all the time, and I'm that type of guy. I'm always focused on my fight. You see me looking like left and right, but I'm playing the fight in my head till the moment start.
Okay, if you watched the fight before you fought, did you tell yourself and you seen something that you one thing you didn't like and you didn't want to go out there and do, and one thing that you were like, ooh, I should go out there and do that.
I know one thing: knocking someone out. That's one thing I always want to do. But I know I want to go. I didn't want to go there and kick someone. I saw that happen. So that was. But you can't be too tough on that guy because he probably a MMA fighter or a kickboxer. The thing is, maybe he need more time to focus on the rule set of dirty boxing. So I think guys should give him another chance and let him come back and show a better performance.
I
If
agree with you because
yeah,
it is naturally ingrained in a lot of guys, right? Like,
Yeah,
and we've had the kick, which he ended up having a point deducted. I think he kicked him twice, right? He had a point
yeah.
deducted, and in the first one in March,
The
we had a
double
guy
leg.
do a double leg takedown, right, and then completely.
He probably get knocked out actually, and then that's why he does a double leg.
He flipped
Yeah,
Yuli. He flipped Yuli on his head, and Yuli got up and
yeah.
beat his ass after that.
it was a good. It was a good one.
Max, I know you got something for
I mean, it's all just
Jairzinho.
going into the same thing.
Yeah, go.
I'm curious if you could. Who do you think? Who are like three of the best prospects you could see coming to DBX that you know of? Whether they're ex UFC, current UFC, or someone you know from the gym. I'm just curious.
Let me see. I got a heavyweight right now. He's at PFL. Zakomea Rodrigo, good hands. Um, I also think a guy like the current, I think he's welterweight champion.
Della
He also
Maddalena.
got good hands. Yeah, I think also a good one. Yeah, I think that's the only two I could think of.
All right. What was your first initial thoughts when Wolf came in the ring, barking at you, and you know that this is probably going to be your next fight? You know he does not have nearly the experience or credentials in fighting that you do, but he's out here putting it on ex UFC fighters. What was your initial reaction when he came in that ring howling at you?
First off, I liked it. Um, and second, I think 65% I'll beat him every day in the week. But I got to take him seriously. It's not a guy that you can say, man, he's a walkover. He's nothing. No, he's doing his thing. I like what he's doing. Beating his opponent. He hyped the fight. He talked the talk and he walked the walk. So you got to give him his props. A guy like me, I don't underestimate nobody. The moment you accept a fight to fight against me, I'm gonna have to let you feel it. Yeah. If you beat me, I'll give you your respect. We don't know each other. Other than that, it's totally business. When we get in there, I'm gonna put it on you.
When he starts
Well
talking
said.
some trash like he is it going to bother? Are you someone that takes things personally, or are you someone that sees it another day in the office?
It depends what he says, what they talk about. Don't talk about my mama. Don't talk about my,
Yeah.
it might get personal. Yeah, I like to keep it. I like to keep it. I like the trash talk. Don't get me wrong, but I like it
Yeah.
respectfully. I will not say he's nothing. He can say I'm nothing. All right, then we'll see. But don't keep it respectful. Because I'm a man out there, and then I can stand my ground if I have to. I hope you can do the same. The only thing I like about this is hyping the fight and then show up in the fight.
Respect.
That's the guy I
Hell
am.
yeah.
You being a big heavyweight fighter, uh, do you do road work? Do you jog or run miles sometimes?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I run every morning. I do.
Every
I'm
morning.
not. I'm not doing miles. I'm gonna say it in kilometer. I can do 5 kilometer runs in the morning, in 45 minutes to an hour, and then I relax, go back to sleep, and then I go to the
Damn.
gym like 10. Yeah, I like to run. I have my cardio. I need to do my cardio. If I don't have cardio, I'm scared as hell.
I'd say that's why you were so light on your feet.
Yeah, you can be a fighter, but if you got no cardio, or you can have all the experience in the world. If you got no cardio, you're nothing.
Right.
You're
It's like
done.
having a big gun
100%.
but no ammo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I think about what I love about dirty boxing, and I've been saying this for a while, and we talk about it a lot on the show, is I feel like this rule set could be a renaissance for heavyweights. And what I mean by that is like exciting fights again by the heavyweight division, right? Because to me, UFC, and it has been for a long time, has been very boring at heavyweight division, right? It just has. If you look back to like, for me at my age, the Tyson era, Holyfield, all those guys, like that was like the pinnacle of like the heavyweight division in any combat sport. And I feel like with this rule set, the fights we're starting to see at heavyweight already, just as early as we are, we have the potential to bring back that heavyweight division in a big way.
I'm gonna tell you one thing. A lot of the fighters nowadays, they try to avoid the fighting and then jump into the grappling, because then the grappling is not a lot of violence, you know. But if you do the same thing in the UFC, imagine what you got. The not too much grappling, just fight, constantly action. Even if the octagon is big as it is, if you got two guys, two heavyweight in front of each other, not a lot of grappling. Because right now, nowadays, people try to go put people against the fence, show the bombs, not even the elbows comes out. Stay on the single leg, try to pull out if you can. Stay on the body lock. That's why I get boring. People try to avoid the fight just to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we
Which
need
makes
with
sense.
fighting.
Which makes sense, right? You're there to
I
win
know
the
it makes
fight.
sense. Yeah, it makes sense. But you have other fight. You have other type of fighter that's in there that want to go there and then swing it out. He doesn't care, you know. And you miss that because when you swing one, two, you miss. Someone's grabbing you behind your back, or someone's putting you on the ground and just laying on you. That's it. No, 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 not even the damage. You come out of the fight, not a cut, not a, nothing. It's just being on someone. But I think what Dirty Boxing is doing right now with this rule set is the perfect. It's perfect. I like it. I love it. I mean, now I'm working more on my style in Dirty Boxing where I'm not, I'm telling you for sure. Oh yeah, I got my elbows on me. I don't play with that. So
If you could fight one heavyweight fighter in dirty boxing, who would you want to fight?
it doesn't matter who.
Anybody. Could be a rematch, could be
Anybody you really want, deep down inside, you want to fight this person in dirty boxing.
I don't see anyone unless it's John Jones. He's the best.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, who you got? I mean, nobody. No, in Dirty Boxing rule set, you got nobody. If you watch all the heavyweights in the world right now, nobody fight like that. Elbows, spinning elbows. The way they fight right now is they 1-2 punch, try to take down, lay on the ground, elbow on the ground, okay. But standing up, none. Go watch all of them again, and then you can tell me back.
Would you want to
None.
rematch Francis Ngannou?
Ooh.
In Dirty Boxing, oh yeah, why not? That'll be a
hell
fun
yeah,
one.
epic.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that would be very entertaining. And, you become the champion maybe if you beat the Wolf first.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, you guys, Mike Perry, you're the guy. You can make it happen. I beat this guy, I become the champion. You can talk to anybody. I'm the champion. I fight anybody. I don't care. I fight anybody. You step in the ring with me, we going at it. That's me.
Simple as that. And
Yeah.
there's with talking about champions that have a lot of fans and things like that. I'm thinking of Conor McGregor just had a video come out of Ibiza, and I'm wondering if you have saw this or heard about it. Do we have that clip that we can show for Jairzinho?
I'm assuming Jairzinho doesn't put himself in these situations
No.
that Connor does over and over and over again.
But he's a big guy, so people don't
Yeah.
to him.
Oh, let me see. Oh, oh, you hitting someone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like Connor
That's
knocked
not it.
somebody out.
No, that's not it. Nah, that's not it.
But sometimes they deserve this, brother. Sometimes they just run. But But if it's just with their mouth, you can't swing first.
I'm gonna tell you, like back in the days when I was younger, I have those situations, but nowadays my experience, and when I say experience, I'm not talking about fighting, just life experience, things that I went through. You'll never see me do things like that. I'll turn my back and go straight to my house. I don't need the club. That if I have to go out there to smack someone off, and if you touch me, then you're done.
All right.
That's it.
Give us one good story of like an old street fight back in the day, because Tai Tuivasa had a funny one. Hey, Tai Tuivasa had a funny one where he tried to head kick a guy, but his pants were so tight that he fell down.
I remember one time I was in a club, but before, while I was fighting kickboxing back then, I was also a security guard at a club. So I I went to a club. I was having fun. I was having a good time, but I was low key, so no, not too loud. And one of these guys, one guy came with a couple of security guys, and his security guys was pulling people out of the way, like pushing them to the side. And I had my drink, and he pushed me, and then my drink go on my shirt. And I was like, and then at first I was quiet. I was like, damn. So I was waiting, and I was walking outside. So I saw him. So I told him like, hey, I respect what you're doing, but there's other people in there that's also important. You can't be pushing people around like that. And he's like, hey. So I start giving him 2, 3 right away. But flat hands, not no punches, like beam, beam, that
Way
way.
worse.
And then I went I went home. So cause everybody was start running and talking. I was like, hey, I don't need the club anymore. But that's one old story. I was 23 or 22.
You got to be a real dumbass to walk up to Jairzinho in the club and try to like even bump him or do anything.
No, but
The guy's a
even
monster.
that time I was low key, I wasn't that famous.
Yeah,
So
you're huge. Yeah.
I wasn't. Well, remember, I wasn't that big. By that time I was looking like a basketball player, clean cut, slim. I wasn't this big. I think I was under 200 pounds.
All right. Hey, let's do this.
Yeah,
We're gonna, if you don't care, we're gonna bring Wolf in for a few minutes,
of
and
course.
then you can bounce. But appreciate you coming on, brother. We will work this. We will work something out here for the next one. But let's bring Wolf in for a minute, and then y'all can talk for a bit. What's up, Wolf?
What's up, Wolf?
What up, yo?
Yo, how do you guys see the matchup going? My bad, Josh.
Me coming victorious. That's
Come
that's
on, Wolf.
that's
Come
enough.
on. You don't give me a chance. So just like that.
Hey! I didn't say I was gonna knock you out, man. It's gonna be a battle all five rounds, right? Am I correct?
I don't think you should use a 5-5 round with me, Wolf.
Why? And what makes you think that, Biggie?
That's how it is.
I'm telling you, my boxing too superb. I'm gonna outbox you this fight.
Hey,
It's
Wolf,
gonna
you
be.
was you was a little tired. You said in your post fight speech, you was like 2 minutes in, you was like, I'm a little gassed.
I had half a lung, but that's a different fighter. I train different for every opponent.
Okay.
So
I
he
love
he
that.
gets he gets special treatment. He gets special training.
I love that. I love that. I
So
think it's gonna be a great matchup, Wolf. Come
it's,
out your best. I'll do the same, and let's give these people a great show.
hey, it's gonna get dirty. I'm just letting you know now, man. I got a little more respect for you than I did for my other opponents, but I'm still gonna talk my because that's what I do, baby.
No, you have to. You have to. Let's go.
And best believe when I come for you, I'm coming for you. There's a reason we fighting. There's a reason this is going down. But I'm letting you know now, this is my house. Dirty boxing belong to me, man. You just a visitor.
Okay, let's fight for the house. I'll come and snatch that away. What do you think of that?
That's not happening though. I'm gonna outbox you. I saw you. You pushed me. You scared. You pushed me. You afraid of me. That's what kids do when they get scared. They got to use their hands because they can't use their words.
I'm think you're wrong. You're very
Well,
very wrong.
we gonna see, man. We definitely gonna see. This is I'm telling you, dirty boxing my home. So you better train like you never trained before. I tell you that. You a vet to this game, but you too old. You too old, man. Your time's up. Your power gonna be there, but I'm gonna be too quick. I'm gonna be like a fox. I'm gonna be like a wolf. I'm gonna be too quick for you, my guy.
All respect to the both of you warriors, man, for doing this and talking this game right now. Soon we will announce when your matchup will be, and the world will watch Jairzinho versus the Wolf.
Let's go. It's Biggie Boy time.
Biggie Boy and the
You
Wolf.
already know it's the wolf show. It's always hunting season.
Thanks for your time, Jairzinho. We're gonna
Jairzinho,
chat with
appreciate
the
you,
Peace
brother.
Wolf,
out.
and you guys will see each other soon.
Can't wait, boys.
All right, bet.
Respect. Hey, mad respect to the Wolf, man.
Yeah.
Great to have you in the house today. Great to see you off after beating up my friend. You my friend now too, bro. But
Yeah. Hey, it was like I said, it was business, nothing but business.
yes, sir. I respect
It
it.
was. What up, ice bags?
What's up, brother?
Yeah. I owe Icebag some money. I ain't gonna lie. I was just
We
trying
ain't
to
gonna talk about that.
I was just trying to root for my boy, but you know, you throw me for a loop sometimes because I was telling them earlier, you know, you'll say some things because people online say crazy, stupid stuff, and then you'll let them know like I'm no wolf, and I walk and talk it too, and then you be like, don't forget to pray to Jesus, God save us all, amen. Like it's beautiful.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm not perfect. Me and God's relationships, me and God relationship. Anybody else, they can go take the high road on that one. He's given me these tools to be able to do what I do and do what I love, and I just I give him thanks for it.
That's awesome, man. I'm
I want to
grateful
talk. I want
for
to
it.
talk a little bit about your road here in DBX because you're really the first. You're really the first. Let's just say it. You're the first pure-born DBX star. You are right. You beat Fabio ex UFC easily, handily. You crawled. Hell, what's it? Juggernaut had to pull you off of him after the motherfucker was hanging outside the ring, right? I mean, he crawled after him. Remember that, Mike? He crawled all the way across
Protect
the damn ring after
yourself.
his ass.
Protect yourself. He
Cause
was
bro,
not
he
doing that.
was cause he looking at the ref like this while you punching him in his head. I'm like, defend yourself. What are you doing?
You were
Uh,
complaining mid getting hit in the head.
got hit in the back of the head or whatever. I'll say this: he complained about getting back hit in the back of the head. You got hit in the back of the head by a damn spinning elbow that
Elbow.
was crazy.
Yeah.
Yo, that felt like a bat, bro.
I bet.
It was a reason I went flying into the ropes. I'll kid you not. That took me for a win.
It's
I
a
was like,
it's a
wow,
legendary technique by Alex. He's actually
that shit
done
was
some
smooth.
Bro, it
he's
was
done
nasty.
incredible things with that move. And you guys both were like weathering some shots from each other, but I saw like the one slow motion clip. He missed that uppercut. He was a damn target for your right hook all day. I was on stream like, stop getting hit with the right hook. I
That's
said
that's
I said on the stream that you've been a company man, and usually people have a way of saying like they call someone a company man, like a blue collar worker or whatever, just does what the company tells them to do. But in this business, it's way different with you. Like you're a man of the company. You've been shouting out dirty boxing since the beginning. And dirty boxing, would you say they're finally giving you the same energy you've been giving them, and they're giving you that title shot? You have a chance to be the first dirty boxing champion in
I
history.
will be the first dirty boxing champion in history, man.
Love it.
I'm all respect to Biggie Boy, but there's no I, from every fight I speak it into existence because I believe it. You believe it. You believe it. You receive it. You achieve it. Like it's just how it is, man. I'm going to be the champ. I'm going to rock that belt, and it's going to be hard for people to try to take it from me. It really is.
Can I swing back to kind of what Bags was saying, because that's the most interesting thing to me. You are 3-0, and this is a new venture for you. You are, you're busting into this scene like a rocket ship. But like we talked about this slightly after the fight. I saw you and your wife outside. Where'd you come from? Like, what happened? Like, just give us the story of the Wolf. How did
Yeah,
the
I want
Wolf
to hear
become
the,
the
I want to hear
Wolf?
the
You did
background of the Wolf
boxing,
as
you did
well.
football. Now you figured out you can be beating up ex UFC guys in a specified rule set. It's built for you. Like, just tell us the story of the Wolf.
Like I said in the pre-fight interview, man, the Wolf has always been there. He just was always doing it, always fighting, being aggressive, being a bully in a negative way, growing up my whole life. And then I started taking that aggression out in football. And anybody that followed me in my football career through high school knew I was a freaking dog on the field. Then after
What
high
positions you play?
school,
Defensive line?
no, I played middle linebacker and fullback. And
That makes sense.
I kept going on, and then after high school I went into semi-pro, and football started, and it was football. Then football turned into trash talking, and then it was trash talking turning into fighting, and then I wasn't even doing what I loved anymore. I'm just going on the field to hurt people. And then I got connected through Rough and Rowdy with Dave Portnoy, and I started doing not dirty boxing. I started doing Rough and Rowdy, and I did I think like three of them. I went like 2-1 over there, and I realized I got more than just backyard redneck brawling. Like I can actually box. And then that's when it was my wife's idea, and we dropped everything and just everything was just training twice a day for 3 years straight. And then I went amateur and went pro. I did my power slap thing. And then I came to dirty boxing, and now I'm
Hang
That's
on, tell
amazing.
tell the
undefeated
tell
here.
the tell the story real quick about when you were hitting up dirty boxing and nobody was responding. You were like, bro, I was blowing them motherfuckers up.
Yeah, like I was hitting up the page. I was trying to hit up, Perry. I was trying to hit up anybody I could. I was hitting everybody up. And it came down to Fabio needing an opponent. And somebody sent me AJ's story on Instagram saying looking for a heavyweight, needs to be a boxer. And then I'm like, oh, that's me. And then I messaged AJ, and then the rest was history.
Okay, you've gone from fighting guys like Zach Puega, and Fabio, obviously UFC guys, but Rozenstruik's different. This is a top like five, like at a time, top five UFC guy. And in the UFC, obviously, when he got to the top, it was more struggling with the takedowns and shit. But you just like the multitudes, like stacking and scaling of what you're going up. So now you're going up against. How important is self belief? Like, what is it that gets you here and has you thinking, like, I'm going to go out there and smoke Biggie Boy now? Like, this is an incredible, incredible leap. So,
It,
yeah,
it, it to me it makes it easy because like I believe when I say I only fear God, like that's not just a saying. Like I don't just say that because it sounds cool. Like only God can take me off this earth. When God's ready to pull me from this earth, that is the day I'm gonna leave. Until that day happens, man, if we really sat down and chip chopped and talked it up about what I've been through in my life, man, I should not be here. When I say I'm a walking testimony, man, I mean it. So all these opponents that I'm facing, they don't strike fear in me. Obviously, like I get the fight jitters because I'm about to fight in front of millions, and I can't, I don't want to look stupid like that. But when it comes to the opponents and them, they don't scare me. They knock me out. They knock me out. It's gonna happen or not. But with Biggie, he was the man. He did hit. Yeah, he has these legacies. But he's getting old. He's not going to be able to compete with me. I'm too rambunctious. I'm too wild. I have too much pressure. I've said it again. I've said it before. I'll say it again. He's not going to be able to hang.
Did you watch his fight?
I did a little research because I the Devin, the dude with all the tattoos that was supposed to fight him, and then whatever happened happened.
Okay.
I helped that matchup. with AJ. So I did my research because I didn't know who that. You know what I mean? And I seen his kickboxing career, and he got hands. You know what I mean? He's not. I'm not saying he's gonna be a walk in the park. He just ain't gonna be able to catch me with his power. I'm gonna make sure that's not gonna happen.
Well, I can't ask you to give away a game plan or anything, but watching how you fought Alex, very forward pressure, very aggressive. You were all about you were the train in there. You were going forward. You were there to, even if he hit you, you was right back in his face trying to hit him again. And then Jairzinho he was like kind of loosey goosey on his feet. He bounced around a little bit, length reach on the jabs, fighting from a distance. So how does that forward pressure style of the Wolf go up against that tall? Because Jairzinho's real long and he's got a good shot on it. So how does that forward pressure style mix up against that a little bit more elusive style of Jairzinho?
I mean, like, what was Alex's reach? Like 78 inches, and I still was able to get on the inside. Same thing with Pelga. I'm used to being smaller in the heavyweight division when it comes to height. I know how to deal with it. The initial punch doesn't phase me. When I get in there, I'm in there. And he's gonna have to deal with that, or he might see a different Wolf. Like I said, I train differently for every fight. So
Right.
it's definitely gonna be a surprise what I'm about to bring. But you best believe that the people are gonna have to tune in for this one, because this one is gonna be wild. I'm gonna let this one go for all 5 rounds, but it's gonna go all 5 rounds in my favor of me just mollywopping him. I promise you.
He
He's
said,
gonna
I'm
get his
gonna
shots in.
let
That's
this
no
go all
doubt,
5 rounds.
without a doubt. But I'm controlling all 5 rounds. I'm calling it now.
All right.
Clip it, save it, and date it. Cause I'm gonna tell you. I say it, I do it.
You're
It's
on the
that simple.
podcast. It'll be clipped, saved, and dated. So bet that. All right, let's pull up a video we got here. I want you to watch it back with us. Oh, oh,
That was right. You took
Fucking
that
elbow.
shot too, because
yeah,
that
he
was
That
did.
elbow. That shit was Chris.
it was the wildest 2 minutes.
Bro. It was
Oh
so
man, this
good.
fight was incredible.
Oh,
He,
again. Look
you
at that.
took it again.
Guys, go with us.
Big left hook, right uppercut. Good work on the inside.
Yes, it was.
You can
All right,
see his knees.
That's nasty.
Yeah.
That is
that was.
gross.
It was.
Ah,
I think Alex just got out of surgery today, I believe.
Good.
yeah.
I feel like that knee popping out saved him though. 'Cause I don't care what you say. That it was ugly for him, and it was only going to get worse. Once he started bleeding from his nose, that's why I was so gassed, because I threw every punch was like 110%, because I wanted him to go down like no opponent I've ever fought before.
Bro, the first round of that fight,
What?
was mental. Everybody, they both just went at it like 120% the first round. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
It was Czech Congo versus Pat Barry, or
Right.
Travis Brown versus Andre Arlovsky-esque in the UFC. I mean, that was just straight up 1 round, 2.5 minutes of straight battle.
Putting your weight on him, working on the inside. I mean, you're gonna have to be all the way out, all the way in on Jairzinho. It's gonna be, you got to get in on the inside, work the combination, liver shot, his head, body, head, like that, changing levels. I like how you dip down, come up, and
I, like I said, I'm definitely gonna outbox him. I'm a showcase more my boxing skill, more than anything. I wanted to do that this fight, but between all the talking and with the face off and prior in the videos. I just wanted him down like quick as possible.
Hey, we're not butt buddies, man, either, bro. That's just my guy, bro. That's my guy, man.
Nah, it's all love, Perry. You
You
know
know
it's
what
all love.
sucks is I think I'm like one of the best fighters he's ever gotten to train with, and he's got like 60 pounds on me. So it's hard
Yep.
for so who are you training with? What are you working with heavyweights same size as you? Are you getting good looks in your training partners?
Yeah, I work. We got a good group of guys. I go out to Boston. Shout out everybody fights gym with Mark DeLuca. One of my sparring partners out there. He just fought in the Golden Gloves and came out.
You said the best 145er, right?
Oh no, him that my boy Kino. No, my boy Kino. He nice. He's nice as well. But nah, I always spar with bigger dudes.
Right.
I got dudes that come from Belgium. Um, I always have good sparring partners. Definitely.
It's good to get that work. I mean, I'm just saying because like Alex is probably one of him and his dad are one of the reasons that I am good because I've had to spar his big ass for the last however many years, and it's always been great that I've had that pressure to go up against. But then, y'all are all lucky that I'm not 250 pounds, man. Uh,
I got one. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Mac.
I was gonna say this one's interesting to me because I've watched so many fighters out there. There's so many fighters that never get an opportunity like you, and it's not because you're just lucky. You're this. This is perfect for you. It's like you are tackling the opportunity. But like, how does it feel to you, like as a man, as somebody that went through football, started, tailed that into rough and rowdy? You have an opportunity now. Like you're gonna fight for a title. You're like a star of a new up and coming, very big promotion in the space. You got your shot. Like here you are. How vindicated do you feel? And like watching your family around you see you finally accomplish like what you probably believed you could do this whole time. Like how does it make you feel? Like and how's your family watching you accomplish something they see you chased for so long?
I mean, it honestly is a blessing. There's been my ups and downs mentally with, like, is this gonna pay off? I take a loss in boxing, like, where is this leading? Because anybody that is starting off in whether it's boxing or MMA, starting off as a pro fighter, there's really no money in it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So most of these guys are working 9 to 5s on top of trying to make it there. So I'm lucky. Luckily I don't have to worry about that. All I have to do is train and train others and just keep working on my craft. Um, so it definitely is a blessing that it paid off. I don't feel like I'm better than anybody. So on that sense, like my head isn't getting any bigger than it is. You know what I mean? But it definitely feels good. It feels good that my family supports me regardless whether I win or lose. They always have my back. They'll all be there. I'm gonna bring my kids. We gonna come deep this time for the championship fight. So, you'll get to see a lot of them. You think I'm crazy? Wait till you meet them.
Proud of you, Rob, man.
Shout out Worcester. Hey, where can we get that T-shirt, Wolf?
Man, you could hit me up in my DMs on IG, underscore Mr. Wolf 54. They $35 if I gotta ship them out. They 45. Hit me up. They're dry fit. They're amazing because they got the wolf on it.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm gonna cop one.
Yeah, honestly, at the end of the day, it's gonna be a battle. It's gonna be an honor, win, lose, or draw. I don't care about winning. I love to fight. I love to put on a show for the people, and that's what makes me such a great fighter is because I don't fight scared. I don't fight with necessarily a purpose in the ring. I just like to go in there and I have fun. I like getting hit and I like hitting. So
All right.
either
Hey,
way, I know
hey,
at the end of the day, the fans are gonna f with me. They're gonna hate me, but they're gonna want to watch me fight, and I'm
Wait,
gonna make that money on them sales.
you like a
Mac,
big ass Mike Perry, bro?
Mac, don't
Yeah.
do you not hear the correlation here of these two? Hey, it doesn't start. It doesn't even start with "I like to hit." It starts with "I like to get hit," and then it moves to "I like to hit." Both of these mother.
Yep.
It's damn
Yeah.
right.
You got to know what you're in for. I got these short little arms.
Yo, I can't. That is gonna be a battle. We're gonna need doctors and CAT scans afterwards, and we're gonna have to make sure we okay.
Hey, do you have an old street fight story, Wolf, of you got into a scuffle at a bar or something? No open cases. No open cases.
No,
God,
no.
God.
I mean, honestly, it was like every weekend. I was just an angry person, and there was this one time I used to go out. I used to go out to Rhode Island to this club called the Coliseum, and they knew me. So I would get they'd already see it. I'm about to get in a fight. I like pimp slap him in front of everybody. Security would take the other dude, kick him out. Every time, every time. And then this one time, this dude tried clowning me, and I went to go swing on it. It was my birthday, so I was super lit. I went to go swing on him, and security had me up like he's a jolly good fellow. Had me up by each limb, like by my legs, by my hand. I'm trying to flail out. Oh my god! And yeah, that was a crazy. Now I woke up the next morning with a big ass lump on my head, wondering why.
You know the best part of this? We asked Jairzinho the same thing, right? And both of their stories started with pimp slapping people. That is the most disrespectful thing you can possibly do because you got no respect for that man if you punch him. If you pimp slap him,
Yeah.
you got no respect for that dude.
And that's how I got into power slap too, because I used to work security. And I feel bad for hitting a drunk person, you know what I mean? So, like you gotta treat them like a little kid and just, bam, and I'm like, wait, I got something going on here.
Do you remember specifically the moment you hit or struck somebody where you or slapped and where you went, "Oh, I could get paid to do this instead," and then now you're 3-0 and 30 bucks in?
Um, yeah, this one time these kids tried to jump me at a gas station, and I punched one in the face so hard his tooth got stuck in my knuckle. And I'll never forget it. I remember the Pringles can rolling out the bag as he laid out. And I'm like, man, that's when I was like, I think I got something going on
How do I
here.
go pro in this? Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the detail of the Pringle can rolling across the
Yo,
asphalt.
it was so, because that, when he landed that, it reminded me of the old Chef Boyardee commercials when
Where
the
it's
can would
rolling?
roll all the
Yeah,
way.
dude.
Yeah. And that just kept rolling down the street in the middle of the night, man. It was epic.
That's that's
I love.
amazing.
All right, tell me. Hey, tell me this. I want to know the last time you got knocked the.
Honestly, I'm not even like exaggerating. I never got knocked out.
And I'm not disagreeing here. And this is where I was going. I watched you. Obviously, I've watched you up close and personal all three fights in DBX. Right?
Yep.
Fabio didn't even put hands on you. Pauga did. When you came in that first round, right? Pauga used that range and he hit you with the biggest uppercuts he possibly could. And Pauga is no fucking joke, right? And I saw your head twist this way, your head twist this way. I was like, Wolf's done. In my head, I'm like, Wolf's done. And you just powered right through it. And then, right, you go and fight Alex. And I thought you had knocked him out twice. Both of those punches that you put him on the ropes. He came back with that spinning back fist, and I was like, they landed so clean, especially towards the back of the head. I'm like, I'm like, this dude's a tank.
Yeah.
What's your question, Josh?
That was it. I'm
How do
done.
you do it? How do you do
How
what
do you
you
do it?
do,
Yeah.
man? What's your
Uh,
neck workout, bro? The trap. The trap.
Bro, I honestly, at football, I've always, you know what
True.
I'm saying? So because I lift, I don't care what anyone says. Like, as a fighter, I feel like it's necessary to lift.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just one thing I developed, are just big traps. That's one of my biggest workouts in the gym. Huh?
What's your squat?
I don't squat anymore because it's bad for your back, and I got scoliosis a little
You know what
bit.
I'm
But
saying?
my highest rep in high school was 450. My senior year, I cleaned 450. I power cleaned 350, and I benched 300.
Power clean and press, or
I no boom and just body here.
yeah, okay, but that's
Yeah,
a lot.
not overhead.
That's a lot. I used to lift with the football players back in high school. I had a good bench and I had a good squat. I don't lift like that no more because I feel like it make me slow with the boxing. But you got to find that balance. Like, do you do deadlifts?
You do have to find a balance in between it because I don't buy this, man. I talked to Roy Jones for a long time, and he was like, I never lifted a weight until I went up to heavyweight, right? He'd already moved up, what, like 4 weight classes at that point?
Mm-hmm.
But man, I don't understand how fighters can't lift weights, especially for something like traps and the neck. Because if you look at dudes that don't get knocked out, right? It's that neck suppression there.
So, hey, what are you out there doing today with your family? You just grabbing some food and stuff, enjoying your win?
Actually, no. I was just running some errands. I had to mail out some shirts. Before I went to the gym. I'm already back. I went out this morning, and now I'm gonna go back do my second one. Um, I'm glad he's not here because I didn't want him to hear this. I mean, he probably is now, but yeah, man, I'm gonna be training hard. He ain't no joke. I'm telling you that. So
Listen,
I'm gonna be more than ready. You're gonna see a whole different Wolf.
Jairzinho just said, look, Jairzinho said, I love the trash talk. He can trash
Yep.
talk all he wants. Just don't talk about my mama.
Oh nah, nah. I mean, I'll take it there if I have to, but that's if I have. You know what I mean? That's on a whole different kind of level. But like I said, it's gonna be fun, and you know what I mean. It's gonna be good banner.
So we'll end it on this. I want to say this: you have always been super appreciative of DBX, right? You tell me this all the time. You told Mike, but like I want to say this: DBX appreciates you as well. So I
Fuck
don't
yeah.
ever want you to forget that. Like we're
Definitely.
doing something new. We're doing something fresh. You're the first guy that's come out as like a potential mega star for the show for the production, and so I don't want you to forget that ever. That you're appreciated from us.
Amen.
Hey, thanks for your time today, Wolf. Man, take care of your fam and train hard, brother.
Always.
We can't wait to see you again.
Yes, sir.
Hey, it's gonna be a show. I'm telling y'all now. When that date drop, man, it's gonna be nothing but hard hitting, trolling on social media to the fight, and then when the fight happen, ain't gonna be nothing but fist flying until I'm victorious yet again. And I'm throwing that. Remember that image I showed you with all them bodies, and I was sitting on that throne with the belt. That was a prediction, and now it's gonna come into the light.
Let's
I'm
go.
gonna make it happen, man. I'm gonna become the first champ.
Love it.
All respect, man. All respect, bro. You keep working hard. You keep being you, cause you really are a great guy, man. And you train, and I know you're working really hard for everything you're involved with, and you love this. You're here for it, so we love to see it. Y'all go follow Wolf. Y'all go follow Wolf on Instagram, man. Everyone go check out
100%.
his Instagram. He gave you the underscore Mr. Dot Wolf. Go buy a shirt.
54.
54.
Or just go to the Dirty Boxing page. Go to the Dirty
Yep,
Boxing
that's
page.
actually that was my high school number.
He's tagged on he's collabed on a ton of the Dirty Boxing posts on the page as well, so you can find him
That's
easy.
like my second page.
Yeah.
Right?
That's your burner.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real. My backup page.
Hey, good to see you, man. I'll get your information. I'll send you something. And
I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Y'all stay blessed, man. Till the next time.
Of
much
course.
Wolf
love.
out, baby.
Much love, brother.
Let's go.
Let's go. Fuck with it.
Bro, I have no idea how we've gone 90 minutes. It did not feel like it, but
That
just
was
between them
fast.
two.
That was good.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, have you guys not seen the kid? You saw the kid who does fighting one of his followers. He did. Somebody brought him out. He fought them on a big ass mega yacht.
Well, that's what ruined it, in my opinion, dude. Because like, obviously, we posted one of those, and that kid was going viral. But then, who was it? The not KSI, the other English boxer. He fought one of the huge guys from like KSI's group on like his 16th. Deji, that's right. On like his 16th day, and I was like, now this is ruined because now the influencers are pulling his clout
he
and bring him
fought-
over.
he
No, because it was
fought-
funner. It was funner when he was just boxing random dudes in
But
the
he
park.
fought at like a coliseum.
That was
now
cool.
he's
It's
fighting
cool.
famous and rich people.
But I wish it could have been stretched out to a month long. Like, let's just give us 20 more days of like boxing the randoms from the actual
Nah,
randoms.
don't hate on him getting opportunity from doing this.
I'm saying they ruined it. Guys like Deji ruined it by, you know what? I'll be the random. You're not random no more.
and
You're
he
not just some
beat
dude.
Deji though.
I know, but that's not the point. My point is, it was so much more like the point was just hands. And these two random dudes just boxing in the park. Then it turned into on the yacht. I wish it would have been a little bit longer. I wish we got a couple more. You get my point. Anyway, I thought I got ruined.
Yo, that's another one from OverDogs podcast today, everybody. We was rocking with one of those heavyweights will be the future champion of dirty boxing in the heavyweight division, the first in history champion of dirty boxing. And then we're going to make a belt at 185, and I'm going to knock out Darren Till's teeth. Malky was calling him out. But thank you for watching OverDogs podcast today. Please like and subscribe. Please leave a comment. Let us know what you liked. Let us know what you didn't like about dirty boxing. And if it's constructive criticism, maybe we'll take it into consideration.
And go follow Dirty Boxing Championship YouTube page. That way you get alerted when we come on for free.
It's free.
It's free.
It's free.
Mike,
All right, everybody. Thank you.
Free.
Peace.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Mac.
Thanks, boys. Good job.
See you, boys.